Welcome back. You're watching NHL Tonight. Sean Hutchin, who covers the Bruins for the fourth period, had this to say on social media. A source close to the situation has told me the Bruins considering extending PTOs, professional tryout offers, to forwards Blake Wheeler and Kailer Yamamoto. 'Tis the season. A couple of UFAs still sitting out there. Wheeler and Yamamoto, two of those notable names that are out there right now. You can see what both guys did for their respective clubs in the previous season. We do have the names of some of the other guys out there, but with respects to Boston and Wheeler and Yamamoto, what do you make of that situation for the Boston Bruins?
So it's an interesting dynamic this time of the summer when you're an unsigned player, because now you're thinking, do I wait and try to get a contract? Or do I jump on a situation early and get a PTO, professional tryout, and go try to earn a spot? I think the key is picking the right spot, and that's where Wheeler and Yamamoto to Boston makes sense, because Boston is not a team that's looking necessarily to, they want to develop young players, but they want to win, and they want to be competitive, and they might be more inclined to take a veteran player as opposed to a young player, because they might know what that veteran player can do in different situations. So, you know, Wheeler, back where it all started, he played for Boston so many years ago. You know, he was derailed by the injury last year, but as long as he can skate, he can still be an effective player way down the lineup. And Kailer Yamamoto, same kind of thing. He's much younger, and it's been a real roller coaster career for him in the NHL, where he's had some really high moments, some tougher moments. He's quick. He's scored before in his career, certainly in junior, and it's an opportunity there to play in the top six, because Kailer Yamamoto specifically probably has to play certainly in the top 9,
right?
But maybe even in the top 6 to be at his very best. So you're trying to pick teams where, you know, I'm competing with, you know, Fabian Lysell, like a young player for that spot. I got to beat out that guy, and if I do, they'll pick me. And Boston might be in that situation for both those players.
All right, both those guys not the only UFAs kind of searching for work and maybe fits as of right now. Here we are in mid-August. But some of those names, and speaking of Bruins, former Bruin James Van Riemsdyk, he had a really good year last year on a very team-friendly deal. He's one of the UFAs out there. A couple of UFAs by position, forwards, defensemen, goalies. Is there a name or a couple of names that jump off the page for you that might be a good fit in a certain market?
So Tyler Johnson, to me, belongs in the NHL.
Yes.
Scored 17 in Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago, he wasn't playing with good players.
No.
He can play center or wing. He can be on your fourth line. He can be on your first line.
Stanley Cup champion.
He's won before. He's a good mentor, still productive, can still move. Like, he should have a contract. If I'm a team out there like Boston, a team like that, that was thinking about PTOs, he would be top of the list. And I wonder if he hasn't already been offered several, and now he's like, well, hang on. Maybe I'll hang in there for a contract. So amongst the forwards, after him, you know, you have role players, Nick Cousins, you know, Max Pacioretty, what's his health like? You know, Kevin Labanc, but, you know, you're not quite sure. But I think Tyler Johnson,
high reward situations, though, right?
They'll get invited. Yeah. You're just not quite sure what you're going to do. Like, I would expect Tyler Johnson, wherever he goes, to make the team.
Yes.
And that's the difference. So he would be number 1 on the forward group. On defense, I mean, those puck-moving guys, whether it's Justin Schultz, Tyson Barrie, guys like that who may be somewhat one-dimensional in that, you know, they're an offensive-minded player. I think, again, there's a spot for guys who can pass and skate on defense. There's not 190, 200 great defensemen in the NHL right now. These guys should be able to find a spot to not only get a PTO, but perhaps have an opportunity. Kevin Shattenkirk, another guy out there, all at varying degrees in their careers and different situations. You know, Tyson Barrie's probably a guy that kind of needs to be on a power play. And he can run a good one. He ran the best one in Edmonton for a long time. Like, it didn't go well for him in Nashville, but that doesn't mean he's forgotten how to do it. He certainly is capable of doing that. So whether it's a situation or what happens, Jameson, is a lot of times these guys might be sitting there starting the camp. Oh, someone hurts themselves. Unfortunately, you never want a guy to get hurt. But if a player gets hurt, a prominent player, like,
opportunity.
Okay, well, they need someone that they can trust. They know what they're doing to slide in there. Those guys might be waiting on that situation. And for goaltenders, I would, like, I'll admit, goalie market is tricky to evaluate. I thought Kevin Lankinen would be one of the first backup 1B guys off the board. He's still out there. And the problem for goaltenders is there's almost no spots left. Like, at this point, you're going to be the third, at best, option, maybe a fourth. It's really, really tough for the goalies that are still out there. Again, they're probably looking for poor performance or injury to get themselves an opportunity. But I thought he would have been signed up somewhere that needed a good quality backup, because that's what he's been. Maybe even a bit better than that. But the goaltending market's tough with just, the 2 spots per team.
All right, those just some of the names of guys waiting in the wind right now, waiting to put pen to paper. We'll see where that heads in both directions.